Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at GUNSTRUCTION. GUNSTRUCTION is a 3D online gun customizer that runs right in your web browser. Before we get started, just know that this is a work in progress, so if you see any bugs or little glitches or anything, we'll get them hammered out by the time we release. This is an earlier build. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to build a gun from a template. Now GUNSTRUCTION will support multiple types of guns, but for now we're just going to look at the AR-15 since that's one of the most popular rifles in the market. From here you can select from a brand of manufacturers who offer AR-15 platforms. We'll show brief information on them and where you can contact them. Let's go ahead and select a Colt. Here we start seeing the actual guns that Colt offers, from a carbine to a full-length rifle. Let's go ahead and see some more info on it. You can actually zoom around or move around and zoom in on the 3D gun, get a little bit more information, and make a choice. So let's go ahead and select it. This is the main window. Here we can see the gun modeled out in full 3D. But this is pretty boring, so let's blow it apart and start rebuilding this thing. Using this button, we can break the gun into its major components and start replacing or swapping out parts. Let's start with a magazine and get rid of this 10-round magazine. Again, we see a list of manufacturers' products within the category. We can see some basic information, and if we want more, see the part in full 3D with the ability to look at it from every angle, more information, a link to the manufacturer's website, and the ability to select it for our build. So let's go ahead and select this PMAG. If you look, we keep track of how much your build is going to cost. Every time you add a part, the price adds up. If you remove a part, the price goes down. That way you can keep track of how much you're spending on your build. Alright, let's start blowing apart this upper receiver. We'll throw on a railed handguard so we can throw on some attachments later. The nice thing about GUNSTRUCTION is we can add as many or as few parts as we need. It just depends on the market. Obviously, since the AR-15 is such a popular platform, there's tons of parts that we can use and switch in and out. We also don't allow you to build a gun that won't work. As you can see here with the 16-inch barrel, we have a gas block conflict as it pops through the upper rail, but we can take care of that. Here you'll see that the parts that'll make this build work are colored, while the parts that won't are highlighted in red. And just like that, we've resolved our issues and created a working gun. Again, the amount of parts is dictated mainly by the market, as we could be as detailed as we need to be, from bolt carriers to extractors to whatever else the market dictates. Alright, so we're starting to modify this gun, but let's go a little further. So if you wanted to modify each part, you could, but you can also have bundles. Bundles are a group of parts combined that allow you to customize at a faster rate. Here we can just select the entire stock as opposed to its individual components. Alright, so now that we have a gun, let's throw some accessories on it. Down here we see our rail select panel. From here you can attach numerous rail attachments just like you would in real life. So let's throw a foregrip on. Again, all this stuff has info and links back to the manufacturer. So for now we'll throw AFG on there. So since we know exactly the size of the rail and we can measure this stuff, you can actually snap these parts on to where it would fit on a real rail. It's not going to let you put a part somewhere that you couldn't in real life, and it's going to know exactly where that point is that it mounts to the rail. What's nice about it also is that it's not going to let you overlap parts. So for example, if that's not going to fit, you're going to know until you can put it on a rail where it will fit. Let's add a front sight. Again, it's as easy as just dragging and letting it snap to the appropriate rail. You can also animate if it's an animatable object like a flip-up sight. So we'll leave that up. And now we need a back sight. Again, flip it to where you want it. Now, another nice thing is if you wanted to mount a scope, we know the tube size, so we can actually drive which scope mounts are available for the scope, which is another nice feature. So there we go. You can see that that would fit and clear, but we're not going to put that scope on for now. Whoops. Meant to go to that. Alright, we'll throw an EOTech on there. Okay, from this view we also have the ability to animate animatable parts. This little gear down here will let us drive any part that is deemed animatable, such as the dust cover, the sights, and the stock. So let's leave that like that. Another nice thing is that we can actually check out the sights. This is our aim down sights camera, where you can actually zoom in, zoom out, and kind of adjust to see which sights with which optics will actually co-witness. As you can see, that's a pretty good fit. Okay, so let's save this gun, so we can come back and check it out later. And there we go. That's pretty much the gist of Gunstruction. Like I said, we're primarily starting with AR-15 and going to focus there, but we do have the ability, using all the same logic, to create other types of guns. Pretty much any gun you could imagine we can do. It's, again, just dependent on the market. And obviously the AR-15 is just the best place to start right now. If you can customize AR-15 in this program, you can customize anything though. It all is going to look very familiar once you've got used to it. And you can quickly and easily come in here and modify and tweak guns to your liking. Okay. So that's Gunstruction. Thanks for your time.